Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bronx Muchachos. It is Alex and Danny.
Year was good, everybody.
Mark and David are off today. So, Danny, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. Ready to talk some baseball. There's a lot that's been going on this week, man.
Hmm.
It's been eventful. So
It
we
has.
actually had things to talk about post CBA. Thank God.
Where do you want to start it off today?
Um, let's start off with Brett Gardner, I guess. Right, we are just talking about him off air.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, so the Blue Jays were in on him. The Yankees still have not signed him. His locker is still vacant at the George Steinbrenner Field. So there's a possibility he could come back. And we just released the pitcher we just got, Johan Lopez.
Hmm.
RIP to him. Thanks for your service for 24 hours. So we'll see what's gonna happen. I don't know. And the Blue Jays has got Ramel Tapia for Grichuk, and thank God he's out the division. Like there is a God. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, we will because, I don't know. I'm worried that we don't get Brett. Actually, as much as he's old man and everything like that, he is heart. He's one of those. He's another heart for the team, and he helps the team get okay. Yes, we just got Donaldson, but Brett's been the original heart of the team that's always been there fighting and being that locker room. And it's like if he goes to Toronto, I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna seeing him north of the border.
And that's the question I would have. Like, would he even consider putting on another uniform and going to Canada where he has to be vaccinated? We don't know what his stance is on that.
That's
We
true.
don't know like how strongly he feels
Well,
in whatever area.
we're gonna learn the stance on a lot of the players the minute they go to Toronto, though.
Oh
Like
yeah.
and do you really want? It's 9 games in Toronto, and Toronto's
Mm-hmm.
going to be a team. Do we
Mm-hmm.
want our players to be for 9 games missing out a game? Like, let's say our stars, Garrett Cole. Let's say I don't know, Judge. We don't want them
Mm-hmm.
missing a game in Toronto of all times. Not when we
Right.
need it.
Yeah, Toronto's going to be a fierce competitor this year.
Hmm.
But Rizzo with his health concerns, I don't know what if his doctors recommended taking the vaccine or not. And Judge, he may have his own opinions on it, but hopefully at the end of the day, we could. Well, they make a decision that benefits the team, and they want to win. I know Judge wants to win. I know everybody on the roster wants to win, so
The,
maybe they just bite the bullet.
the health concerns for Rizzo, is it because of the cancer?
Yeah, yeah, most likely.
I don't I don't know how that could really it's still his opinion in my opinion to me because
Yeah,
my mother-in-law, she had cancer and everything like that, and she has the vaccine, no problems,
hmm
but everyone has their own opinion. They could do what they got to do because
yeah.
you're right.
I don't know this. I don't know if enough of the science
Hmm.
to say one way or the other.
Exactly,
So,
exactly.
and I don't care
That's
to.
I mean, any of us.
Yeah, I don't care to.
I'm not a
So
scientist. You're not a scientist.
no, exactly. I'm a baseballist. That's what I am. So,
Hmm. And
um,
Danny, did you hear the news from about Dave Roberts?
oh man, what
Man's
if
calling.
Aaron Boone sent that? Yeah,
If Aaron Boone sent that out, Yankee Nation would want to hang him because they know he's not. He's just jinxing everything.
yeah. I
Like,
I wonder how Dodgers fans feel about that.
I mean, I don't know, but I mean, me personally, as I'm a superstitious person, and when it comes to baseball, it's even more superstitious that how I look at it. It's like I'm
Yeah,
always
for
looking at the
sure.
picture, like, hey, don't touch that white line, don't touch the chalk, and it's like all of a
Right.
sudden, it's like you got a manager, like, oh, okay, I'm gonna call my shot and say we're gonna win the World Series. Like that's fine and dandy, but you got the Mets,
Yeah,
you got
well, yeah.
you got the Braves, you got stuff over there in the National League. But then, even if you do great against the National League, okay, World Series comes. You think the Dodgers are going to do good against the Yankees? You think they're going to do good against Toronto? You think they're going to do like the AL East in general could take out the Dodgers, in my opinion.
Mm. Dodgers are tough. I mean, they
They
got a
are,
three-headed monster
but we're
in the rotation. I'm not sure if the bullpen is going to be the same, but obviously the offense. is top notch.
That's
So it's lethal 1 through 9, like legit. And what if Cody Bellinger figures it out? Holy cow. He's another MVP. Let's see how many MVPs they got in that lineup. Mookie Betts, Freddie
one,
Freeman,
two,
Cody Bellinger.
three.
They got and didn't Clayton Kershaw win an MVP
Yes,
back in the day?
yes.
So they got
Kershaw's
4
still there.
MVPs.
Kershaw's still there, right? Yeah.
Yeah. He signed for like 14 million or 17 million, something like that.
Yeah. My gosh.
So they got a squad.
Yeah.
But for Dave Roberts to say like, hey,
I'm gonna call my voodoo. You
go
know
get
what?
it.
Let's call my voodoo doctors up, and then I'm gonna have some voodoo witchcraft with the Dodgers going on because
For sure. That just puts a bullseye on their back. Like, if you're the Giants and you hear that, you're like, yo, you guys barely won the division last year. Like,
like,
oh,
and
no, wait. Did they win the division? I don't even. No, they didn't, right?
let me look that up.
Because the Giants won 107 games or 108 games last year. And I think that was enough to win the division.
The Giants won a division with 107 games. The Dodgers were right
Okay.
behind them with 106.
I know it was
Okay,
between.
yeah, you see?
Yes, it was
Yeah.
definitely them too. But
So, man.
yeah, like you're right. And then look at like Anaheim. We know they're trash, but they're up and coming, and like they're in the same city. Like imagine like you're okay, you got Otani, and you okay, and you're like, oh, we're nothing compared to you guys. Like, I mean, hopefully it sparks a little anger in them, and then maybe even they do something over there.
Yeah. I was listening to the MLB radio recently. I think it was yesterday or today. They were
Mhm.
talking about the Angels and Otani and Trout and a full season from Rendon. And I'm like, well, that offense is going to be pretty good, at least 1 through 6. Um, they still don't have the pitching at all.
Hey, at least they have an
It's
Otani rule
better.
now. They got the Otani
Yeah,
rule now, so that's gonna at
yeah,
least help them out for batting. So that way, because like it doesn't help us out at all, but it is kind of messed up where you have one of the best players in baseball, and then like let's say when he was playing us the Yankees, when he was over here, okay, all of a sudden first inning he's done, and all those people who paid all that money that don't get a chance to see Otani and they want to see him at least bat. That's what we cared about. We don't care about pitching. We care about batting, and we didn't get to see it. It's like, man, imagine that
yeah.
swing at Yankee Stadium. We didn't get to see it.
It would have been nice. But this year they have the Otani rule, so we'll definitely be seeing that. So
It's better.
hopefully he gets shelled, in that first inning like he did last time, and then he can still hit, and we'll be all right.
And did you hear the news about Chapman that Aaron Boone and Chapman they had a conversation, and all of a sudden they're thinking about for certain games that like let's say it's a blowout or maybe we're getting blown out or we're blowing someone else out. Hopefully that's the way we want us blowing everybody out. But
Mm-hmm.
that Chappie, those times that Chappie could go in the 8th inning and pitch it out just so that way his arm could stay loose. What do you think about that one, Danny?
I think that'll be good. I think the more work Chapman does, the better off he is.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be good because we went into detail on Chapman a while back, but
Yes,
I'll do it again. Just the way his mechanics are, like the more repeatable it is on the mound, the better off he's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So get that splitter
Well,
going, get that slider going.
hold on, then Daniel. Then, would you say that if you're a Yankee fan and when you see him on the mound, you know how sometimes he gets very stubborn
Mm-hmm.
at what pitches he throws, and if he feels like he's not getting a certain pitch count, or I'm sorry, a pitch call, he's going to keep throwing that fastball, trying to get the guy to reach, and then at some point he's going to throw a curve, and it's going to go over the fence, like you know what I'm saying? It's just those things that as he's gotten older as a player, especially coming over from the Cubs, it just feels like at times he gets too stubborn, man. Like if the count is 0-2, just keep going at him what got you at 0-2. Don't try to be any different than what you are, right? And then at times I just feel like in the last couple of seasons he just gets away from his confidence, then he starts to sweat. And then that's when the nervousness starts to begin because once he gets that first guy on base, second guy gets on base. And unfortunately, that to me in the last couple of seasons, that's been the trend. And when you want a closer like that and you know what Chapman can do, I'm sorry, you need to be a little bit more consistent, especially if you're paying him that type of salary.
Oh yeah, no, he definitely needs to be more consistent. Um, we're paying him like 18 million this year. So, but this is the final year of his contract. He had 30 saves last year, even though it was an up and down roller coaster type of season. He still put up pretty decent numbers. The K numbers are still there. His fastball has decreased in velocity. Um, so which is why, you saw it today in spring, like in a bat against Bryce Harper, he was throwing splitters and sliders and throwing the fastball. He eventually got him out. And he looked good today, but he was mixing all his pitches. And I think that's what you're going to see from Chapman in the future. You're not going to see the 102, 103 anymore, maybe on occasion, but a lot of splitters, a lot of sliders.
I mean, I'm gonna have to deny, not deny, disagree with you because I really think that we're gonna still see that 102, 103 from Chappie. Like, but it's gonna be very rare. That's
Yeah,
what
it's going to be on occasion. Yeah,
yeah, that's
it's
what
not going to be consistent. Yeah.
Like, are we gonna see it against Boston? Maybe. He might be hyped up. He might be into that area where we all know like that man. He's even it's like I'm very worried about, and I get it. We don't want to see that Chapman that's like he's gonna blow the game out of the water because he's stressed out. But with him doing it in the 8th inning, let's say in those games that it's like meaningless to us by then, I find that that's a great thing because we need his control to be there. And with him taking these like 2 weeks of not even pitching at all, it's like his arm's gonna be tight. And the minute he gets out there, he's not gonna. Yeah, he might have the stuff, but it's not gonna be good, and we're not gonna like what we get. And then we're gonna get into a situation where we need a save, and then all of a sudden he goes out there and it's like he is blowing the good one, and we don't need him blowing a 3-run home run for no reason.
Yeah. He just has a problem finding the plate, and that's what happens when you don't pitch as much, when you pitch intermittently. So we'll see what happens, man. I think it's a good idea overall because Johnny Lasagna, he should be getting groomed to be the closer.
I love how you said his name.
Yeah.
It's like Johnny Lasagna. He belongs to Little Italy right now.
I think that's one of my favorite nicknames on the Yankees right now, Johnny Lasagna. It has to be. That's like top notch.
Yeah, I gotta give it to you. That's a good one. I haven't heard any other ones that are actually up there right now.
Yeah. So he should be getting groomed to be taking over the 9th. Like, because Chapman, like I said, he's going to be a free agent. Britton's going to be a free agent. This is Chad Green's last year of arbitration. So, hey, like, who's the next guy up? Clay Holmes.
Talking about Chad Green, though. Talking about Chad Green, that I saw the other day, actually, that game the other day, he looked pretty good out there. That one inning he was out there, his stuff was there. I was like, yes, we got Chad Green looking like Chad Green right now.
Yeah, finally.
Hopefully,
go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, hopefully the pitching doesn't like just take a dive and they know what to do. Especially since now the news came out today that MLB is going to be enforcing the guidelines for the sticky stuff a little bit more.
Yeah. Hopefully they haven't been using it like during the off season. I would hope that they try to refine themselves and be the best version of themselves without the sticky stuff. Because Chad Green, he definitely used sticky stuff. Before the crackdown, he was touching his glove after.
Garrett Cole was using the sticky stuff. Come on, Chappie was using everybody.
Everybody.
The whole team.
I think almost every pitcher in baseball was using either tar, something. So, and you see it when they touch the gloves. They touch the glove, and then they touch the hat. Then they get the ball, rub it up.
I was actually thinking about it, Danny. Remember the movie Little Giants?
Yeah.
Okay, I was waiting for a day that we would have a pitcher have the sticky stuff in their hand, and they threw the pitch, and the ball never left their hand because they had too much of it.
It goes straight down. They throw a 30-foot pitch because too much sticky stuff.
Exactly.
The umpire goes to the mound. He picks up the ball. It's nothing but goo. He's like, all right, yo, you're out of here. Man,
And then
like,
we're
this
like,
is
and
egregious.
everybody's like, "What's going on? What's going on?" But then you just see the umpire like, "I get the ball out of my hand."
He's shaking his hand viciously. Can't get it off.
And the ball boy over is like, "Give me some alcohol 91. I need to rub my hands right now."
Man, that would be embarrassing. That would be so embarrassing. But I can see it happening.
But it
I
would
can
have been
definitely see
hilarious
that
if it
happening.
happened.
For sure. And then just talking about Johnny Loizaga, like
Mhm.
he's on the Shredder's top 10 for best relief pitchers.
Is he?
He's number 10, yeah. So we only had like 3 representatives on the Shredder
Mhm,
for this year's top 10. We had Rizzo 10 for first baseman,
mhm,
Johnny Lasagna 10 for relief pitchers,
mhm.
and Josh Johnson, our star acquisition in the offseason, number 5 for third baseman. So uh, I think most Yankee
That was
fans will be disappointed with that. So
that was
how you,
Go ahead.
what was
Go
that?
ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I said I think most Yankee fans would be disappointed with that. Like only 3 representatives on the top 10.
Yeah, like we should have more. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like let's be real, okay. But we should have more. But then it comes down to the fact that like the past
Oh wait, it's
season,
4. Aaron Judge at F. He's the 4th best
you
right
had
fielder, and Joey
yeah,
Gallo. Holy cow! I'm blanking right now. So hold on. It's Rizzo,
mhm,
John Lasagna, um, Judge,
Judge,
Gallo,
Gallo.
and da- and,
Is
Don, and
he Cole
Donaldson,
there too, or no?
and Garrett Cole. So he has 6. 6 out of 10 positions, 11 positions. Actually, that's really not too bad.
I'm not worried about that. Like that wasn't even a thing in my radar, so I wasn't even thinking about that one. The one that was
Yeah.
on my radar though was the top 10 of starting pitchers. Like the
Mm-hmm.
fact that Garrett Cole is still behind Jacob deGrom, it kind of aggravates me because it's like we know Cole is better than deGrom. We all know it.
Nah, bro. Jacob
Really?
deGrom is the best pitcher in baseball,
You
hands
really
down.
think so?
He throws, yeah, man. His fastball averages 99. He has
I mean, I just
a
think
slider at
I
92.
feel I feel Garrett Cole is a better pitcher than deGrom. But the only thing is that Garrett Cole got screwed over for the past, like last season at least. He got screwed over for
Yeah,
especially how in the middle of the season they decided to change that whole rule on them. Like the sticky stuff. I agree with the rule. Get rid of it. I
yeah,
did not agree with how they did it in the middle of the season. Like
yeah,
that, I don't agree with. They should have done that type of rule. It should have been something that they take care of in the end of the season, where okay, gives all the pitchers all the time to get their arms ready for it and to get like situated and mentally situated for it. But yeah, like only reason Jacob deGrom is the best pitcher is because he's on the Mets, and let's be real, he doesn't have pitching, so they're going to give the Mets something.
nah, bro. He's really great. I'm not gonna take that away from him. He's got the best raw stuff in baseball. He could just he's dominant. He's the most dominant pitcher right now. He had a 0.57 ERA through like 15 starts or something like that. I don't know the numbers, but I just know that number. Like, bro, what starting pitcher do you know is able to do that? He's dominant, and I definitely think um, the gap is small,
But how much longer does he
but
have it with that though? Like he does for the
deGrom,
way he
I don't know.
the way
Yeah,
he pitched,
a
the way
couple
he,
years maybe.
he does. I don't even think he has that much left. I
So
mean, he
he's
did
got
just
like
sign
a
a big.
max.
Didn't he just get a big old extension?
No, he's
He
he's
did it.
gonna be a free. No, he's gonna be a free agent after this year. So no, yeah, like the 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 gap is not. Jacob deGrom is probably hands down the number 1 pitcher in baseball. I don't think there's any debate with that. And then Garrett Cole, a kind of distant second. And then you have Scherzer, and at least in my opinion.
I mean,
But
yeah.
yeah, so I really don't think it's close. I really don't.
Hmm.
But Garrett Cole has moments of dominance, and it's not consistent enough to the point where you can be like, yeah, Garrett Cole is definitely by far, hands down, best pitcher in baseball. There's times like it, but not enough times like deGrom where
I think this season is going to be Cole's make it or break it season. That he's going to show all Yankee fans that he is the man. I don't see him like he needs to prove it. Like, yeah, his contract, he's getting paid, but he needs to prove it. That's for sure. Because if he
yeah,
doesn't,
100%.
like, the Bronx is not going to have it.
So I feel like in a full 162,
Mhm.
Garrett Cole is going to come out. Well, he already said he's only going to pitch probably 5 innings his first outing. He's going to take his time getting into the season. But I really feel like this is a season for Garrett Cole mentally where he's going to be like, you know what? I'm the guy. I want to win a Cy Young. Like, this is my year, you know? And if you saw his what's that thing I'm looking for? His picture, like on media day, his
Oh
media
yeah,
picture day,
yeah, that's right.
bro. He's like pissed. So I think that's what he's going into this season. Last season he was happy, just happy to be there playing baseball. This year he's like, nah, yo, I want to come out here and dominate. So
Yeah, man,
I'm looking
that's
forward to
true.
that.
That is true.
Yeah.
Media day was those picture media days were something. Did you see the video how like Glaber was taking videos in the back?
Yeah, like the whole Joey Gallo mic'd up recently. That was awesome.
Oh, I
So
loved when
I think
they asked. I loved when they all asked like, "Who do you think could watch your kid?" And then everyone's like, "Glaber, Glaber, Glaber."
yeah,
Oh, congratulations, Glaber. Congratulations
yeah.
on baby number 2.
Yeah. Oh, number one, baby number one for Glaber.
Number 2. I thought he had one
Number
right.
one? Oh, this is number one. This is number one for Glaber. Baby Ethan.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Glaber Torres. Daddy power. Good for him, man. We need that. 25 homers, book it. Shoot, he might have more. I hope he does. But I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Joey Gallo this season. He was choking up this year. Well, in a spring training
He's
game,
looking good in
like
spring
3
training.
strikes.
He is.
Yeah.
He's looking good. He's looking like
He
he's
had a
gonna.
diving catch. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
guess we could talk about spring training games now. Like
Heck yeah!
what
Why aren't
stood
we
out to
talking about that?
yeah, like let's
That
what stood
Gallo
out
catch,
to you?
that Gallo catch in left field.
That was a great
Like
catch.
when he dove out for that, I was impressed. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, Gallo,
Yep.
you're gonna go for it now, and you're not gonna like be glassed and break on us and anything like that. You're actually trying to play baseball like a real baseball player again. And then
Mm-hmm.
the same catch that Glaber did, like you said, that toss
Mm-hmm.
out, he was in pain. He missed it. He missed the ball, but like let's be real, like he went out there for it. He was diving for that ball that game too.
Right. Another thing that's really been really impressive is I've seen a lot more first to thirds, which is something we hardly ever saw last year. We're also seeing guys steal bags. We had
Mm-hmm.
a double steal that allowed a runner to score from third. So we stole a home on a double steal with IKF and Ryan Lamar.
Yes,
Rizzo stole a base.
IKF
Yep.
is like I feel IKF has been a spark that's the team has needed because we're actually doing things that we weren't doing before. Like we are actually
Mm-hmm.
implementing hit and runs. We're implementing steals. Like compared to
Mm-hmm.
even last season, it's like okay, just stand there and wait for a hit. Don't do anything.
Yeah. Right. So I was thinking about this earlier in the week that the bottom of the lineup is going to be pretty good. Well, bottom in the lineup going towards the top with DJ and IKF. Like you could do hit and runs with DJ and IKF. You could steal a bag with IKF. Higgie's gonna have some opportunities there to drive in a run if he gets on base because he has the ability to take a bag.
Mm-hmm.
And if he doesn't do it, then you pass a baton to DJ, and then at that point you could do a hit and run. And then let's say you have first and third with Judge coming up. Like, oh man, bro, 1 out, Judge gets the job done, and then Gallo or whoever's gonna hit third. Which you know what, with the way Boone's been putting out the lineups lately, he's had Gallo in between Judge and Stanton. He's had Rizzo between Judge and Stanton. He batted DJ fourth. I think it was today or the other day. So I like seeing that. I like seeing that. Moving DJ around and not just committing him just to bat leadoff. We need some more versatility with him in that aspect. You got Rizzo leading off a game, which I like because he gets on base. He makes the pitcher work. So
I mean, that could definitely work out also like in Yankee Stadium because if Rizzo's going at first at the lineup, like it just brings out that like the same when Didi was there. Okay, the pitchers. Okay, the pitchers got to get their mind ready for a lefty, and then all of a sudden, then they got the righty. So it's like, and then if we have another lefty coming up right after, it's basically lefty, righty, lefty, righty, left. If that could go on, the opposing pitchers are going to hate going against our lineup.
Yep. I really like Donaldson hitting behind Giancarlo to give him that protection. I really do. Because Giancarlo really didn't have protection last year. And he still put up monster numbers. But compared to what we had in 2021, this 22 team is definitely going to be more versatile in the lineup.
But who's to say they don't put John Carlos in the 4th spot, Joey Gallo in the 5 spot, and then Josh in the 6th spot?
I from what I've seen so far, Gallo's been a lot in that three hole.
Yes,
I don't mind it. Because he's going to hit homers. If people are on base, that becomes a 2-run home run or a 3-run home run, and that's what you want from your number 3 guy. So, I personally would go DJ, Judge, Gallo, G, Donaldson. Wait, no. Hold on. DJ, Judge, Rizzo, G, Donaldson, Gallo, Glaber, IKF, and Higgy.
Okay, that's so who's going to be in the DH?
In that instance, it would be Donaldson.
Donaldson, you have the DH.
I would DH Donaldson, and I will put DJ at third with Judge and center, Gallo on left, Giancarlo on right, and Glaber at second.
I mean,
and they'll rotate.
But wouldn't you rather have Josh over there in third base anyway? Since one, that's his position anyway, and two, he's getting paid money for it. Like, be real.
This is not going to be an everyday thing.
I understand that, but like, let's say this is opening day. Let's just say hypothetically, this is opening day lineup. You're going to say you don't want Josh Donaldson out there in third base against the Red Sox over DJ.
I think DJ's a better defensive third baseman right now.
Okay. I will.
And to get,
but I agree. I will be respectful, but I will disagree with you. I think DJ's a great utility player, but I don't think he's a great third baseman. I think, in my opinion, I think DJ's a better second baseman than he is the third baseman.
So if you look at like his defensive run saved, first base is actually his best position defensively.
Really?
Then it's second, then it's third. But in terms of just numbers and analytics and all that stuff,
all that
compared to Donaldson, DJ's better at third. Okay. As of last year, because Donaldson had a really bad defensive year at third base.
Yeah, but I could see where your point is and everything like that. But I gotta also look at it this way: like Donaldson's WAR was one of the best WARs compared to anyone in our lineup last year, like in our lineup. So it's like, and the WAR also includes and defensively. So it's like his presence, even in defense. I will agree with you on everything you're saying about DJ, but my counter to that is the fact that Donaldson is a better presence at third base, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, like his bat is better than DJ's, which is why you would DH him. He's got more power. He's not going to hit for a better average, but he's definitely got more power, and he's a little bit more at this point intimidating than DJ down in the lineup, like 4, 5, 6.
Did you see the Detroit game?
Detroit. That was 2 days ago, right?
Yeah, I believe that was.
Clark Schmidt. Yeah, Clark Schmidt started that game. Yes.
Yeah, and it was like when we were just going at it that game. Okay, but did you see Donaldson basically looking like Tony Hawk, doing like swinging so hard it looked like he did a 900 out there on the plate?
When he struck out, it was like first and third, and 2 weeks. Yeah. Like, damn, bro.
When I saw that, I was like, man, skater going on over here. You're going for the 900.
Yep. And then we had a great game against Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
A really good game against Baltimore. Giancarlo hit a 2-run homer.
Yes.
Glaber hit a 2-run homer.
That was crazy.
I'm excited, man.
But then again, it was Orioles. We should have been seeing it that way too, because
exactly. Yeah.
Like,
but the guy, Bradish, had really good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He was throwing 96, 97 with 3 nice breaking ball.
Yeah, and it was like I'm liking what I'm seeing from even our pitchers, our pitching in general, because everyone that's been going out there, like let's say they're pitching an inning or 2 innings or whatever, like they're doing even just going to like that first starting like the first 9 and then going on. They are doing a great job. Like yeah, we've had some hits, we've had losses, blah blah blah. But it's spring training. I'm not really worried about losses in spring training. I'm worried about everyone getting mechanics correctly and getting conditioned correctly. And from what I'm seeing, even our relievers are looking very, very well. And it's a great thing.
The pitchers in general are just looking great.
Mm-hmm.
Clark Schmidt's fastball is up 4 miles an hour. He was up to 97. Sevi today didn't look all that good, but I think it's just a matter of him just getting refinement. The fact that he's out there is good enough for me right now. He got up to like 50 pitches. I saw that 0-2 breaking pitch to Vierling that, cleared the bases. It was not a very good breaking ball, but the fact that he's out there and is doing what he's got to do. Davey looked really good.
He looked really, really. I was impressed. Like he could show us some stuff that we didn't see last year, and he might be that great middle reliever that we need.
So I think I sent this into our chat. I see Davey, Heel, and Schmidt being like our 6, 7, 8 type of guys. When there's an injury, Davey's going to come up, or Heel, or
I remember
Schmidt.
that.
So
I can see that happening, but like in the perfect world, they're beautiful, beautiful middle relievers.
Oh man, I see that's more like Mike King's type of role right now, and I think he's got it held down pretty good. Him and Licky could kind of be those 2 guys that give us some innings out of the bullpen when our starter doesn't have it. And Mike King might turn out to be a little bit more than just a long guy, even though that's probably his best role for him right now. And he looked good in spring too. He was using a lot of the 4-seam as opposed to the 2-seamer, and maybe that's just him working on stuff during the spring. But he could get that fastball up to 97, 98 with the nasty slider. That's a lethal combination, and that sinker is always just going to be there. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen this year. We're going to have a really good rotation again, because people seem to forget this, but without a Severino, without a Masahiro Tanaka, we still finished 3rd in the American League in pitching. Like,
whoa,
in ERA, yeah.
I didn't remember.
We're the third best. We're the 3rd best staff in 2021. And that's what Chapman having his ups and downs. That's what Britton not really.
That's exactly what's surprising me right now, because like I was the most pissed off fan last year. Like when they went in that downhill spiral, I gotta admit, I was one of those people like, oh, the world is burning. I'm done. Game over. I don't want to. They're all a bunch of bums. So I didn't stay watching them as much as I should have throughout the whole season. So it was like, and that's my bad. I will admit it.
Yeah.
But I also got to say, it's like hearing those numbers now. It's like, okay, well, as much as they looked like they were trash, they weren't as trash as I thought they were.
Yeah. In the grand scheme of things, in big picture world, they were still a really good team. Did they meet our expectations?
My
No.
expectations look like trash. That's all.
Yeah. Our expectations are so high as Yankee fans, and it's our fault for being so spoiled. But this team still won 92 games. Well, that team still won 92 games, and this team currently constructed is better.
This team
It,
currently
it,
constructed better do over 100 wins. I mean, like I
right.
want to see what was going on in the NL East. I want to see Giants and LA fighting. I want to see Toronto and Yankees fighting it. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
If Tampa Bay wants to be in there and have a three-headed monster and a three-way race for it, fine, I'll take it. I just want the Yankees in there. That's all I care.
Yeah.
I want the Yankees in position fighting for the bye of the wild card because I do not want that
Mm-hmm.
into wild card weekend or wild card game or whatever you want to call it. And then, oh great, one game you lost. Bye bye. Have a nice life. Like I don't want
Yep.
our season depending on one game.
Well, with this year with the expanded playoffs, so the first two teams get buys, and
And I
those
want.
teams are the first two teams with the best records get buys,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have 3 through 6 kind of slug it out during the wild card weekend. So it'll be 3 game sets. Obviously you win 2 out of 3, you move on to the division series, and that's where you face the 1 or 2 teams, and that'll be the 5 game series.
Yeah,
So, if I'm the Yankees, I'm trying to win the division.
I want the buy exactly. I want the buy. I don't want
Yeah.
to worry about anything.
Yep. I want to set up Cole. Hopefully, Sevi has a solid year where we could rely on him to be a good number 2, or we get Montas or
What's your
whomever
prediction?
at the deadline.
What's your prediction on Sevi?
140 innings, 150 innings, and
Mhm.
10-5 record, 3 ERA,
3 ERA?
maybe a little bit higher, 3.5. I think if you get something like that from Sevi, that's a really good year for him.
Yeah.
Like 32 starts, 30 to 32 starts, 150 innings. Because he's going to be more of a 5 and fly type of guy. I really don't see him going into the
I don't see him getting that many innings though, like this season. Like coming back after being out for basically 2 years, 3 years away. If you really want to look at it, like I don't see Sevi going to be going for that many innings. I could see, him probably going in the beginning. Let's say April, cold, maybe 4 innings. You get me 4 or 5 innings. He might not be content that technically the starter on paper, like getting wins for starting, but I can see him going there. And then when it starts warming up and his arm starts getting better, maybe 6, 7, maybe.
Man, I don't see him touching 7, maybe 2 or 3 times this year.
I see exactly. I don't see it that much either. I think 7 is going to be in that peak of July, August area, and then it's gonna go, and then it's gonna go tail down because it's like wrestling.
Yeah, like so. The only way I would see him going 7 is if he has 70 pitches through 7, and they're like, all right, go out there for 7 and call it a day, bro. We're not pushing that any harder. But the chances of that happening are kind of slim. So it's gonna be a fun year. We're gonna be better. We're gonna be a lot better. The thing with the 100 wins, though, if we look back to the teams in 18 and 19, the Blue Jays weren't as good. The Orioles sucked, right? And we still played 19 games against those guys. And in those 2 years, we did pretty good against them. We're not going to have the same type of result this year. And there's a lot of teams that are better. Like, just not even in our division. The Twins are better.
Yes.
The Angels are better.
Mm-hmm.
Oakland's going to suck, but Texas is better, even though they may not have the pitching, but the offense is going to be there. The White Sox are obviously the favorite to win the Central. The Guardians, I don't think they're going to be a factor. Kansas City's going to be better.
The Guardians are not going to be
Detroit's
going
to be better.
The Guardians are not going to be a factor, but there's something about Cleveland that city, they do play with heart.
Yeah. And you still have Terry Francona there, so they're gonna play hard, but they're
Isn't
just not gonna be very good.
he's over there now?
Huh?
Francona's over. Oh yeah, he is over there. That's right. I forgot
Yeah.
the name change. I just brain farted because of the name change.
And they still have Shane Bieber. They got Zach Plesac. They got Savale, Tristan McKenzie. They got really good pitching, but the offense is not good. Jose Ramirez and Framil Reyes, and that's pretty much about it. So,
Detroit. I
good
don't see
luck to the Guardians.
Detroit doing this.
Detroit got better.
They got better, but I don't see them doing great.
No, they're not going to do great, but they're going to compete.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of competition that was not around 3 years ago. So the chances of us winning 100 games are slim. I don't think there's going to be many teams in baseball winning 100 games in the American League. I really don't see it because, like I said, of all the improvements that have been made by a magnitude of teams. So Houston's going to run away with the West. I really don't see Anaheim, Texas. Oh, shoot, Seattle. Seattle's got a lot better too.
Seattle's got better, but I mean, it's going to be a fight between Seattle and Houston. But I think as much as I hate to say it, I think Houston's still going to take them out.
Oh yeah, Houston's still the top of the heap until they get taken off that throne. They're still number one. They're still number one. Yeah. All right, Yankees baseball. Mm-hmm. We're gonna win the East. I'm gonna keep saying it. We're gonna
talking
win the
about
East.
Yankees baseball. Then talking about Yankees baseball. Let's do a little game. How about that? All right.
Let's do it.
The first basically week. Let's see. What do you think? Okay, I'm gonna say who the series, and you tell me if they win or lose. Okay.
Cool.
All right. So first series is against Boston, and it's at home. We win. Okay. What do you think?
Is it a 4-game set or I think it's a 3-game set?
It's a 3-game set, and it has a day off between Thursday and Saturday. So Friday's the day off.
Yankees are going to win that series 2 out of 3.
Okay. Then we got Toronto on the 11th, and that's a 4-game series.
In Toronto?
Down here still.
Oh, we're going to split that.
Okay, and then we have the greatness of Baltimore and Detroit right afterwards.
We have to go 5-1 there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then right after that, the Guardians come right in, and then back to the Orioles. That is the month of April, basically, with Kansas City ending.
Okay, so with that being said, we have to 2 out of 3 we have to sweep Baltimore. There's no reason why we should be losing to Baltimore.
Correct.
I'll give Detroit a game because they have good starting pitching.
The thing is, we're playing at Detroit. And it's in April.
Yeah, bad conditions. It's probably going to be snowing or raining or cold or nasty.
We could definitely have that going on.
Yeah. So, if we take 2 out of 3 from there, that'd be great. Ideal.
I see maybe 1 out of 3. I depending on the weather, we might actually lose to Detroit.
Yeah. Well, they have good pitching.
Mm-hmm. And then like I said, Detroit. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm saying Casey Mize, who I got in my fantasy league. I think he's going to have a big year. And you saw the way he pitched against us the other day. He's nasty.
Mm-hmm.
And he's finally putting it all together at the big league level. So good for him. But Yankees could still beat Detroit at Detroit, even with inclement weather.
They could. It also but my thing is that's just the beginning of the season, and all the pitchers' arms are still going to be cold because I hate that time. April with the pitchers, it's horrible. They don't go long. Yeah. It's Garrett Cole last year, he tried to go long at the beginning, but it's like, bro, relax. It's too cold.
Yeah.
Here's the reason why
you don't need to do all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's but then we got then after Detroit, we come back home and we play Cleveland. Yeah, we should definitely sweep Cleveland at home.
Mm-hmm.
At home.
Yep.
Orioles come to us, we should sweep them.
Yep.
No sense. And then we end the month of April by going to Kansas City.
Bobby Wood Jr. Yeah,
It'll be an
we should take
interesting
2 out
one,
of 3 from
actually.
there.
Kansas City, we should, but it's gonna be interesting to see Kansas City because like see what they've done, see what
Hmm
team they are now.
There are a lot of there. So well, there are a lot of winnable series in that first month.
And
Yankees
that's what we
typically
need
get
to
off
do.
to a really slow start,
Mhm.
but April, Anthony Rizzo said this, and it's super important to recognize the truth in this. You're not going to lose a World Series in April, but you're going to lose the ability to to get there if you lose games.
I
So
mean, and
they're super important.
it doesn't get any easier after that because May it actually amps up because Toronto's back, Texas, White Sox, Baltimore, White Sox again, Tampa Bay. Like
Mm.
it ramps up.
Oh
May it starts to get a bit interesting. Then it's like we
yeah,
might not lose the World Series, but we could be in the wrong side of the playoff race that we don't want to be in.
hmm for sure. I feel like every year we look back to April games and be like, you know what? Hey, we only won 92 games last year, but look at the April that we had. We went like 11-17 in April and May.
Mm-hmm.
That cannot afford to happen this year.
Nope.
If the Yankees have aspirations to win a division, to get that bye, April is a super important month.
I mean, looking at just the first 2 months of the schedule, I'm not even going any more into it because it's just going to get worse and worse. I feel
Yeah.
it's April is it's such a lazy, not lazy. It's a weak month for us that we're about the competition that who we play against. So it's like we need to go strong in it. Yeah, we have it's a little rough at the beginning, but once that first two series ends, it starts going smooth sailing, and it's like you got the basically the bottom feeders of the divisions coming out. Like
Yeah.
you're going to be competition, but they're still the bottom feeders, no matter what.
I feel like last year in the opening day against Toronto, and Toronto came out firing.
Mm.
Jordan Romano and the other pitcher, Julian Merriweather. I was like, oh my God, this team is real deal. So I this year they need to have the fire from the jump. They need to have that passion from the jump to win, to want to win. Because the other team, you don't think the Red Sox are gonna come in here and like lay down and be like, oh, you know what, we're in Yankee Stadium, we're gonna, you know,
No, no.
we're gonna,
Let's be real. It's the rivalry is opening weekend. Like
yeah,
we're not
exactly.
gonna like Boston's gonna come in there like let's take out the Yankees. Let's put a speed bump into their start of their season so that way they feel all flustered and everything like that, and we could do what we got to do. Like Boston might not win. Okay, not mine. They're not going to win, and they're not going to win the division. Okay, but if they could be a speed bump on everybody's role to making it to winning the division, they will love it. You're going
Yeah.
to be
Well,
say a team like Boston that I don't think they're going to make it to the playoffs. I don't think
I
they
don't
have
think
a
so.
chance.
Yeah.
But you're going to say they're not going to be happy that, oh, well, they beat the Yankees, they beat Tampa Bay, and they beat Toronto. They're making it harder for all three of those teams. They're going to love it. So why don't we be the
Well,
team that takes care of them so we don't have to be the speed bump for them?
Boston, I guarantee you, in that clubhouse, they believe they can win the division. So they're not going to go into the season thinking, oh, we're not going to be competitive. No, like Alex Cora is going to have that team ready to play.
I'm not going to deny that. No one's going to
Yeah.
deny that at all. Like that shouldn't be that shouldn't be anyone's thoughts or aspirations for any team coming in on April 7th. April 7th should be like, this is this new season. I don't care if you're the Marlins. You should be going out there, be like, we play to win the game. That's it.
Yep.
You win the game and you do it. Like, are there better teams out there on paper? Yes, yes. But just like football and baseball, it's basically any given day. Okay,
Yep.
like
For
anything can
sure.
happen. You don't know. Oh, someone tore something. Someone sprained something. Take advantage. Take every advantage you can. Get it in there.
Yeah. This is going to be a great season. I really feel like the Yankees going to win a bunch of games. 95 to 98. I really think that's the magic number right there, and that'll put us in a good position to win that first or second seed.
I'm.
And
I don't think we need a win. I think we need to win actually more. I think we need to go into triple digits.
you think so?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that'll for sure, like 100%. I don't think there's going to be a 100-win team in the American League this year.
Really?
I feel like I feel like the Dodgers and the Braves and the Mets probably are going to be the closest teams to win 100 games in a National League, but I really don't think there'll be a 100-game winner in the American League at all.
I think Houston's going to do what they got to do. I think Houston's going to be close to getting the triple digits. I think someone in the AL East is going to be it. I don't know who. It's going to be one of the top three,
Yeah.
but that's who it's going to be. The White Sox could possibly, they might be more of in the low 90s.
So the White Sox will be my pick to be the closest to 100, and what I mean by that is like 97 to 99. But they need a little bit more consistency from the back end of that bullpen because they still have Kimbrel, they still have Hendricks.
The White Sox are going to be like what I was thinking. They're going to be good, but not. That's why I'm saying low 90s. They're going to be good, but they're not going to be great. They're going to look on paper. Oh my gosh, wow! But through the eyes, we're going to be like they're bummed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. So I saw something that was really, really cool. IKF worked with Justin Turner this offseason, and Justin Turner's third baseman for the Los Angeles Dodgers. He was a utility infielder for a long time. He came up with the Mets, and then he went to LA, developed a leg kick, and then became like a power third baseman. And IKF worked with him this offseason. And if you look side by side, Turner and IKF, those leg kicks are almost identical.
IKF.
So hopefully that translates.
I mean, IKF is like I cannot stop the praise on him right now because what I'm seeing him out there doing from the little bit I see in spring training is what we need. We need another DJ like player that's like he's gonna hit the ball. He might not get us those oh my gosh 30, 40 home runs that we want to see as Yankee fans, but he will do the one thing. He's gonna get it into the gaps. Okay, he's not gonna the shift is not gonna mean a thing to him because he's gonna put that ball wherever he needs to put it to get on first or on second. That's it. And even if they get on set first, it's like he's still gonna steal his way to second base. It's not like he's a slow guy. He's gonna be like, well, you know what? I'm on second base. Have a nice day, and just take it.
Yeah, he's super athletic. So I'm excited. This Yankee lineup is going to be a lot different than what we've been seeing. There's going to be more hit and runs. There's going to be more stolen bases. There's not going to be that whole stationary wait for the 3-run home run thing.
This lineup reminds me a lot of the 90s. It actually reminds me, like, I'm not saying they're going to be the perfect team, have the most wins in baseball, but they're going to be playing more. They're going to be playing more fundamental baseball, more of the whole. Okay, let's take it back to the old fundamentals about the hit and run, stealing, not trying to go for a home run when it's like, hey, you know what, this guy's not a home run hitter. He's going to get into the gap, and that's what we need right now. I feel that's what we're going to go back to. And the basics are always a great thing. Like, as much as everyone's like, they love the long ball, it's small ball that wins games at times.
Yeah. Chicks dig the long ball, and they do. But, you know, fundamentals, pitching, defense, timely hitting, win playoff games. They win baseball games over 162. So we have those fundamentals, and it's just a matter of putting it all together. I had a thought, and now it's like escaping me. It'll come back to me at some point.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Just you and me anyway today.
Yeah.
We got this.
I'm totally brain farting. I'm like, oh, man. I was saying
man.
something cool, and I was like, oh, yeah, you know what? I want to say this, and then, I totally forgot it. I had a Dory moment.
That's what happens. It's that's what everyone's getting that they got us to today. They don't
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, everybody.
Sorry, everybody. You guys got the brain fart crew. My gosh. Hey, you want to go to the questions actually that some of our Twitter
Yeah,
followers actually brought out?
for sure. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let me bring it up right now. All right. We have one from CP7NY. All right. His question is, does Marwin Gonzalez's ability to play shortstop give him the edge to get one of the final bench spots since we really don't have a backup shortstop other than Torres? What's your opinion on this?
So with the expanded rosters in April, that means there's 28 players. Yankees could go one of two ways. We could add a position player, one position player, and one pitcher, or we could add, two pitchers or two position players. I feel like Yankees traditionally have gone with the one pitcher and one position player. So with the way the roster is looking right now, you got Rory, who's potentially may miss opening day, so it might be Brantley behind the plate to be our backup catcher. Miggy is still on the roster.
We could always have IKF as our backup.
Yeah, as an emergency catcher, yeah, and that's a great option as opposed to like Rudnick Odor, who was our emergency catcher last year. But so that's two spots right there. Tim LaCastro has a major league contract, so I think it comes down to like a guy like Estevan Florial. Marwin is definitely in that fight. Phillip Evans is in that fight. Marwin's had the most experience. He's won a World Series.
He's a veteran player.
Like, still won it. Yeah.
Like as much as anyone might not like him for where he's been and all that kind of stuff, like he is a veteran player. He is a World Series champion player. So it's not like he doesn't know what he's doing. It's not like he's not at it because he doesn't want to get another ring. If he's playing, he still wants another ring. So yeah, you gotta take him. I think he's actually gonna be a very good, very, very good backup to have in there in the beginning of the season. Like, will he be there in May? I'm not sure. Will he? But
yeah.
but that also depends. Like injuries, a lot of things could happen. Like, oh my gosh, DJ gets injured. Yeah, we're gonna have him. He's gonna be. He's
gonna play some second, some short, some left, some right.
It's like you never know. Like,
hitter.
But then again, you never know. Like, let's say we sign Brett Gardner. Okay, that means we have Brett Gardner and him on the bench. I don't see that happening either. So it's really, really tough what's going to happen right now because we have this whole Brett Gardner game going on. Right. I would love him to be there because as much as I like Brett Gardner, the man's as old as me. Like, and I'm not a spring chicken.
Your knees hurt when you get up. I can imagine how he feels. Your back hurts.
My knees hurt when I'm going to bed.
So Brett is just in pain all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah. So to answer the question, with an expanded roster, there's a very good chance. I would say a 95% chance Marwin Gonzalez is going to be on the roster. He is a minor league invitee, so that means they will have to make room on the 40-man if we do sign Brett. So that's where it gets a little complicated. If we don't sign Brett, he'll be put on that 40-man, and he'll be the 40th player.
Yeah, and he'll be there all the time.
But if we do sign Brett, that kind of goes out the window, and it's going to be a guy that's already on the 40-man.
Yeah, I'd rather have him than Brett. Like, I love Brett. I really, really love Brett. But the only reason I want Brett on the team is because I don't want Toronto to get him. It's a very, very selfish, narcissistic reasoning. I'll give it out there. But that's the only reason I would not want Brett to. I would want to sign Brett. Like, that's it. Other than that, I don't want Brett Gardner on the team.
I feel like that's his agent trying to get the Yankees to bite.
It's like
because they got Tapia. He's the same type of player.
Like if it was really smart, like maybe Brett Gardner should be talking like to Miami, a warmer team, like relax
Yeah,
in the
for sure.
sun, retirement team. Go on one of those things.
Yeah.
All right. Question 2. Um, from Colin McNeil from our friend up north.
Yes, sir.
Our friend up north in Nova Scotia, to be exact. Who should be the opening day second baseman for the Yankees? DJ or Glaber?
I
Uh,
touched upon this early on in the show.
yeah.
I think Glaber is going to be your opening day second baseman, and you're going to have DJ over there at third with Donaldson DHing, and you have Judge in center. I feel like that's how opening day is going to line up because you got to get Rizzo in there. And would you prefer Rizzo or Hicks, or would you prefer DJ or Hicks or Donaldson or Hicks? Hicks ultimately is going to be the odd man out.
Hicks. Like, I don't know. Like, I think they're gonna play Hicks. I really do. Like, my opening day lineup, I think it's gonna be Hicks, Judge, Rizzo, Stanton, Gallo, Donaldson, Torres, IKF, and then it's gonna be between Higgy and Ben. That's how I see
Yeah,
it.
no, but Hickey's going to get the start because Cole's on the
No, no,
mound.
no, no, no. Yeah. I'm just saying. I'm putting the mixed match
Oh,
between
okay.
because we don't
Yeah.
know. I'm
Right.
not a mind reader. I'm not a mind.
Right.
I don't know. But that's how I see it. I see opening day DJ is going to be sitting on the bench, relaxing and waiting for 6th, 7th inning to come in the game because okay, like maybe let's say Torres is like okay, he's a little tired, or Donaldson he had a hot game and it's like okay, let's rest him or something like that, or maybe even
Yeah.
Rizzo. Like,
So I would see a situation if they do bench DJ to start off, where it's a situation in the 8th inning where it's like runners on second and third and Hickey's due up. DJ's hitting. DJ's gonna hit. DJ's gonna hit for Higgy.
you don't want the glass man.
No. Yeah, DJ's gonna hit for Higgy in that situation. 100%. If the Yankees are down and it's 3-2 in the 8th, second and third, 2 outs, Higgy's up. Sorry, bro. Rob Brantley's gonna catch the ninth because DJ's gonna hit. So,
We're shifting the outfield around. We're shifting everything around just to
yeah,
get DJ in there now.
yeah, like nah, bro, it's a wrap. Sorry.
Like
Um,
like I said, like especially against Boston, like 7th inning, 7th, 6th inning, let's say, depending on how many times Donaldson's been up or whatever, and let's say Donaldson's not doesn't seem like he's doing it very well that day. Let's just say he's not doing that very well that game that day. He seems like he's striking out at everything. I'm gonna be like, you know what? No, put DJ in there now because you know what? We need a bat to get us at least a grounder and get a man on base. Because sorry,
mm-hmm,
home run's beautiful, but small ball's gonna win the game.
yeah. So I think in that type of situation, Boone is going to let Donaldson go 0 for 4 or 4 Ks. Even if he's not going to perform opening day, Boone is going to let it happen because he needs to show that he has confidence in Donaldson. This is a new team, a new environment. There's going to take some adjusting. So I don't think there's going to be a quick trigger like that.
Okay, well then, saying it that way, how long does Donaldson have it till the Yankee fan base turns on him if he doesn't have it? If he doesn't have it, if he does not have it by the end of April, will we still be on the same area on Donaldson, or will we be like he's a flop, he's a bum, and we should have never got him?
Well, Yankee fans are going to say he's a flop and a bum after 2 series when he's 1 for 8 with 6 Ks. Like that, and then he goes on and hits 30 homers. Like I'm the guy that I kind of give players. April is like one of those months where anything could go. If you're hot, great. If you're not, I'm not too worried. I start
But
getting worried in May
you
and June.
legitimately just said it though that you want April and I want April. We both want April.
Right. No.
We need that month that we do what we need to do this year.
Yeah,
So
100%.
as a
I
Yankee fan,
agree.
if Donaldson's not doing it in April, I'm sorry, I'm gonna feel that he's a bum at the moment. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be happy if May, June, July, August, September, he warms up and he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. But when it comes down to April 7th, I need that man doing what he's getting paid to do. And at that point,
100%. Yeah, no, I totally get that, and I agree because we do need to get up to a hot start. But I do understand as a ball player, I'm like growing up and playing in high school and college. Like beginning of the season always sucked for me. I always sucked at the beginning of the season, and then it started getting warmer. My arm started to get a little bit looser, and I started pitching better. So I get it. It's hard out there, especially being in the Northeast and pitching like that. It's difficult. So I can imagine for the hitters too. It's not a fun time. But I think like Yankee fans are not patient, and Donaldson is going to be public enemy number one, no matter what. Him, IKF, Higgy. If Higgy has a pass ball, oh my God, the world's going to end. If him and Cole, if Cole has a 5 ERA through April, oh my God, Higgy needs to go. He needs the sticky stuff. You already know the storylines. It's going to be Armageddon, which is why it's super important for this team to get out to a hot start.
Everyone's going to go crazy. Like, we should get Gary Sanchez back. And I'm like, no,
oh my God.
I don't want him back. Like, I'm happy he's with that. Like, stay away.
Yeah, no thanks. No thanks, Gary. Have fun in Minnesota, bro.
Like, go eat some mofongo over there. Like, sorry.
Yeah.
You can't get it over in the Bronx anymore.
No. I wonder what type of reception he's going to get when Minnesota comes back to the stadium. Is it going to be mixed? Is it going to be cheers? Is it going to be...
It depends. It really depends. If he's playing like the Gary that he should have been, we're going to probably boo the hell out of him. Let's be real. You can do that now for some third-ranked city and not for us.
Yeah.
But then if he's doing like what he does best and like, okay, yeah, he's doing like 1 month he's doing good, 2 months he does bad type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna cheer and be like, hey, welcome back. Hey, welcome. Like after that, we're not gonna be prepared.
But if Gary's hitting 340, if it's June,
Gary's
hitting 340 with 35 homers. Boo, you suck.
Oh, definitely see that one coming.
Gio's gonna get cheered no matter what. Gio could be batting 170. It doesn't matter what Gio does.
They're gonna be happy with Gio because they're gonna be like, "Yay, you made it off the streets, you bum! You're one of us. You're a bum like us."
Yeah, for sure. I think Gio's a fan favorite.
Hello, bum.
Yeah, Gio played hard. He did what he has to do. So yeah,
he was great when we had him, and he was great for what he did. And I was never expecting like, oh my gosh, the most or the world out of him. Like, I was pulling for the guy to do great. I was pulling for him, but I never had high expectations for the guy.
Yep.
Like, what it is. I feel like we all agree. Our team going into this season is better than even I think the 17 team.
Hey, I hope we prove it.
I really do. Like on paper, I think our team is better because like we were still in the game of what's Gary gonna do. Glaber was just coming up, so he was on that hype train still. Judge, he was having a remarkable season that year.
Yep.
Hicks, he wasn't Glassman yet, really. He was there, but he wasn't there. But like,
speaking of Hicks,
what's up?
What he said on R2C2, I think is really important. Having the FU type of mentality, and that's something that has been missing. Like I feel like the Yankees have been the good old boys, and that's not typical of the Yankees. We got to get back to being the closest
they had to having the FU mentality was when we were savages in the box. That was the closest, and that didn't last long either.
That was one season or two
Mhm.
seasons, maybe.
Well,
That was
they
2019.
tried to make it a 2-season thing, but like it really was just a 1-season thing. And
Yeah, because in 2020 they sucked. You know, it was a terrible 2 month span there. And 2021 it kind of continued.
last year it was horrible for the fact that like it feels like they were just changing rules on us left and right, basically, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like it's like the owners and MLB associates, they didn't know what they were doing last year.
Mm-hmm. So we're looking forward to 2022. It's going to be a great year, man. I really think it is. They need to have that FU mentality. Let's get into a couple fights. Let's peg Vladdy, right? And have a fight with Toronto.
I'd rather have a fight with Toronto than having a fight with Boston.
Yeah. I mean, we got our outfield alone is probably like the biggest outfield in baseball. So you got three like 6'5"
Imagine
monsters
you have
coming at you.
two or three Jolly Green Giants coming after you.
Yeah, man. So
or
Clay
depending on
Holmes is like huge.
oh my gosh, imagine it. You imagine the day game. You got like John Carlos, you got Aaron Judge, and then if we did get Brett Gardner, you got little old Brett Gardner out there. Little Pitbull coming out of nowhere.
Talking. Like, Brett Gardner's a little chihuahua that just barks, Like, all right. I'm like, okay, Brett, whatever, bro. Yeah. So I'm looking forward. It's going to be a good year.
Yep.
All right. So, thanks for everybody for listening. To my sister-in-law who left a great review. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. To everybody that's been to everybody that's been listening and supporting and talking to us on Twitter, we thank you guys. Keep reviewing and giving us those 5-star reviews if you like the shows. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and follow us on Facebook with the Bronx Muchachos Mafia. Thank you for the questions. It's been a fun week. Hopefully next week there's some more news and some more Yankee wins. All right. So for Alex, for our great producer Manny, who doesn't get enough credit when we talk about him on the show. Thanks, Manny, for helping us out, because without you, bro, we wouldn't be able to do this. Everybody have a good week, yo. We out.
Bye, everybody.